Your father should do naught but doctor, and find you a husband while he has influence, and you have your looks. Men might overlook a small dowry and lack of title now, even that you studied Latin texts and tended uncovered limbs. But you are 20 years old, and time is swiftly running out. Guilt prickled, the kind that warranted a confessional visit. Disloyalty to her beloved father was wrong, but her lack of husband had become a matter of embarrassment. Papa always laughed and said the day a worthy man presented himself, a kind, devout, and sober Catholic who treated his servants well, he would heartily consent. When she'd seen the unsuccessful men stomp away with their sour breath and padded doublets, she'd been glad of the firm edict, but lately she wasn't so certain. Perhaps I shall be a merry old maid, dancing till dawn and eating sweetmeats all day, Catherine said eventually, forcing a cheerful grin. You may visit when your castles, jewels, and future lordly husband grow tiresome. Ha! And you may always visit me, even if we must roll you from room to room and winch you upstairs. Now, let's see to Her Majesty. Relieved at her friend's restored humour, they swiftly rounded the last corner of the torchlit stone corridor and halted outside a pair of wide oak doors blocked by 2 heavily armed guards. Taking a deep breath, Catherine smoothed the front of her gown and patted her head to ensure her wayward ebony curls were still secured under a modest velvet hood. It was ridiculous to be nervous, but usually her father stood beside her, and without his calm, black-gowned presence, that comforting scent of herbs and fresh linen, she felt a touch alone. It was always so hard when he was away tending others. Their rooms felt too big without his chatter, his husky laugh, the bubbling of boiling water and knocking of pestle and mortar as he tried new elixir recipes. Before she could say a word, Jane glared at the guards. "Do you not know who we are? Let us pass at once." "Yes, Lady Jane, Mistress Catherine," said one of the guards quickly, bowing respectfully as he immediately turned to knock on the door. Eventually one of Queen Mary's ladies appeared to usher them both through. As she followed the 2 other women into a short passageway, Catherine turned her head and smiled apologetically at the man. As much as she loved Jane, no guard or servant ever moved fast enough for her friend. When the Howards were in power, they more than made up for the times they weren't. In the Queen's spacious chamber, her nose wrinkled at the strong odour of perspiration, tallow, and perfume. As was custom for childbed seclusion, there was a large fire for heat and candles for light, as the windows were boarded over to stop ill winds. It made the area almost unbearably stuffy and taxing for the ladies who attended Her Majesty constantly. Several sat embroidering, 1 strummed a harp, and 3 more played cards, but all looked flushed and uncomfortable. "Are you all right now? Do you need me?" Catherine grinned at the look of sheer longing Jane directed toward the card game. Go, and unburden those poor women of their coins." "If you're sure," her friend replied, but she had already half-crossed the room. "Catherine!" boomed a deep, almost manly voice. She spun around and sank into a low curtsy as Queen Mary ambled toward her, a flowing ermine-trimmed cream gown brushing the floor with each of the petite monarch's steps. "Your Majesty, I beg your forgiveness for my lateness today." "We shall excuse you today, child, but do not keep us waiting again when we have need of you." "No, madam, never. Are you well?" "As can be expected," the Queen replied, resting a bejewelled hand on her hugely distended belly. "But everyone will rest better once the child is born. Our seclusion is just begun, yet already we are weary of these 4 walls. Perhaps you will join us in beseeching the Blessed Virgin for a swift and safe delivery." Catherine nodded eagerly. England desperately needed this child to secure the Catholic throne. 3 years ago, the Queen and all those around her had thought her to be pregnant, but there had never been a babe in her belly. This time was different. And Papa, the greatest physician in all of England, would have the honour of delivering the heir. "Madam, you are in my daily prayers, and King Philip, of course. I hope very much."